What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So it's been about a year since the market boom started in Pokemon. Not exactly a year, maybe like 50 weeks, 51 weeks. We had Pokemon Pocket come out, and then also after the leaks of the top cards in Searching Sparks, and obviously after the set released, that's really when things started to take off. And it's been about a year, so I want to look at what have been the top performing sealed products over that time period, and also looking at some of the top cards that have done the best in that same time period. And maybe we can take away a couple things from that and learn some things going into 2026. So from the Sun and Moon era, surprisingly, Team Up has actually been the best performing set in terms of TCG player returns. Now, if we took Cosmic Eclipse's average sale price now, like maybe the top 5 or 10 most recent sales, took that number and market price a year ago, it probably would be Cosmic Eclipse, but just because TCG player for some of these older sets, it doesn't have the best numbers, we will go with Team Up, but I think Team Up and Cosmic are both very close in terms of ROI over the past 12 months. So that should be probably the first takeaway from the Sun and Moon era. It was the top sets that did the best. Now, if we go into Sword and Shield, you look at all the boxes on TCG Player, Lost Origin would be the highest at 239.17% over the past 12 months, which is a great return. Like, that is amazing. Anyone who got into Lost Origin early, congratulations. But when you go to Fusion Strike, the graph, at least for me, maybe it's different for you guys if you live in different parts of the world, I can't see the 1-year chart on Fusion Strike. It's broken. So if you go into something like PokeData and you go back to October 26th of 2024, so over here, because I'm recording this on the 26th of 2025, this was a $226.85 USD booster box, and then current market price $997.48. We'll take that. If you throw those numbers into an ROI calculator, you get 339.71% ROI, which is much higher than Lost Origin at 239%, basically 100% higher. And this makes perfect sense. These boxes were about the same price a year ago. Fusion Strike has definitely pulled away from Lost Origin over that time period. And you will see Fusion Strike popping up, I think, once or twice more when we look at some of the other products. So in the Sword and Shield era, Fusion Strike hands down has been the best performing booster box over the past 12 months. Now, with that said, Lost Origin is still a very strong set. And when you look at other sets like Evolving Skies, Chilling Reign, Brilliant Stars, Silver Tempest as well, these sets weren't too far behind, but they definitely weren't on the same level as Lost Origin and Fusion Strike. Now, moving on to the Scarlet and Violet era, this shouldn't be a surprise either. Paldea Evolved, far ahead, the best performer over the past 12 months, up 224.71%. It's pulled away from things like Paradox Rift, Obsidian Flames, etc. I think Obsidian Flames, for context, was maybe 152, 153% ROI when I looked at it this morning. So nothing comes close to Paldea Evolved. Again, this makes a ton of sense. You have the Magikarp in there, very low gem rate. People want to chase the card. And just compared to a lot of the other earlier Scarlet and Violet sets, like Obsidian, SV Base, Paradox, Temporal, even Twilight Masquerade, it is definitely the most popular set that people want to open and has performed the best. Now, moving on to regular ETBs, this shouldn't be a surprise either to people who've been paying attention. Paldean Fates up 453.14% over the past 12 months, sitting around $280 currently, $281.77. I think at the high, we were very close to $300, around $296. You could have been buying these a year ago for like $50 USD. These were sitting for a very long time. Paldean Fates was slept on. I mean, a lot of that did have to do with the top 3 cards, the Mew, the Charizard, and the Gardevoir, not being worth nearly as much as they are now. But still, the ETB has blown everything out of the water. And for comparison, I will show you guys some other ETBs that have done decently. So 151, these are up around 310% over the past 12 months. And Crown Zenith, I think these are up around 291%. So these were, I think, the two closest in terms of specialty sets. You also had like Celebrations around, I think, 190% ROI. I think some of the Sword and Shield, just regular ETBs, were close to 200% as well, but nothing really compares to Paldean Fates in this category. Now, if we move on to Pokemon Center ETBs, if I can bring this up properly, we have the Paldean Fates PC version up top again, 435.08%, sitting around $430 currently. And this has actually dropped a lot. I mean, these were $500 back in late September. So if we did this update maybe like 2 weeks ago, this would be a much higher number. You can see here it would have been around 530%. But even with the pullback we've seen, this is still the best performing PCTB over the past 12 months. Now, there are a couple other ones that have been close to Paldean Fates. For example, the Fusion Strike Pokemon Center ETB. This is up about 415%, sitting around $375 currently. You also had the Obsidian Flame, PCTB in there, 385% approximately, so huge return there. Makes sense with how popular that Charmander promo has been. And then you also have Paldea Evolved in there around 357%. I think I have one more that I brought up, the Scarlet and Violet base Pokemon Center ETB. This is up around 349%, and then maybe one more actually, the 151, just for context, around 323% ROI. So you couldn't have gone wrong buying any of these over the past 12 months, but definitely the Paldean Fates has done the best, and Obsidian Flames, this might have been the most obvious buy, especially when the Pokemon Center promo cards were popping off. The Charmander was just going crazy, the Snorlax as well. Now, we do track the ultra premium collections, so I did bring up the best performing UPC, which was the 151 UPC. It's only up around 208%. I say only, but compared to a lot of these other products, you can be buying like PCTBs, regular TBs, even booster boxes, it hasn't performed the best. This was fairly expensive though. Even back in October last year, it was getting close to $200 USD. It still did outperform the Celebrations one, and also the Sword and Shield Charizard UPC. Those definitely could not compare to the 151. Now, moving into alternate art cards, these are going to be from the Sun and Moon era and the Sword and Shield era. These were the best performing few that I could find. Obviously, there might be like a very low dollar card that's worth like 10, 20 bucks that did better than this in terms of raw percentage. I was mainly looking at about the top 20 to 30 cards. Reason being, I think that's where most people are going to put their money. Buying a bunch of $5 cards. It's going to be very difficult to offload all of those in the future. So people mainly focus on these more expensive ones. The Umbreon V alt from Evolving Skies, this is up 294% approximately over the past 12 months. I do think that this number should probably be a lot lower than this though, just because I think current sales are close to like $450 in a near mint copy. But either way, this is what we're rolling with. There have been some other decent performers. The Mew VMAX, surprisingly, from Fusion Strike, this is up around 240% over the past 12 months. The Dragonite V as well from Evolving, 229.5%. And this is a card that benefited greatly from the announcements of Megas coming back and also Mega Dragonite making an appearance in the games. We also had the Gengar and Mimikyu GX from Team Up 200%. And that rounds out the list for the best performing alt arts in the top 20 to 30 in terms of market price. Now moving over to special illustration rares, shouldn't be a surprise. The Mew EX is up top, up around 270% over the past 12 months. This card was slept on for a very long period of time. We also had the Gardevoir EX from Paldean Fates, up around 214%. And outside of these two, I think you're going to be very hard pressed to find a special illustration rare that's up more than 200% over the past 12 months. You can kind of see a trend growing that when we looked at the best performing cards, a lot of these weren't the top hits in their set. So the Mew VMAX, I think that was like a $60 card. It was the fourth maybe best hit in Fusion Strike, third or fourth. The Umbreon V definitely wasn't in the top 10, I think, at one point. Maybe it was like 8th or something. It was behind all the VMAXs. Dragonite V as well. I mean, this was a $100 card behind all the evolutions. Gengar VMAX was definitely taking a backseat to the Latias Latios. Now, in the special illustration rare category, obviously the Mew was the top hit in Paldean Fates, but these were cards that maybe were a bit slept on. A lot of the other top chases that you could think of in the Scarlet and Violet era, like, I don't know, the Greninja, I mean, the Raging Bolt EX, the Pikachu EX from Surging, a lot of these cards that were the top hit tended not to do as well in terms of total ROI. And you can see that in promos too. A lot of the top promos in terms of ROI weren't the most expensive ones a year ago. For example, this Mewtwo from, I believe, the 151 UPC. This was like a $5 card back in November. It's now sitting around $30. A lot of this probably does have to do with Destined Rivals coming out and just having that Mewtwo EX in that set. You also had the Mew EX from the 151 UPC do very well, up 374%. But maybe a couple surprising ones here. You have the Kingdra EX. This is from the Shrouded Fable collection box, I believe. This is up 567% approximately over the past 12 months. You also had the Mimikyu, this is the Pokemon Center exclusive promo, up 360%, currently sitting around $80 USD. And although it wasn't the best performer in terms of ROI, I did want to throw in the Pikachu with the gray felt hat just because it was up 292% over the past 12 months. And it is a more expensive card too. So obviously there's going to be a lot of these cheaper cards out the gate that are, only a few bucks. Like this Kingdra was sub $10. The Mewtwo was $5. No one was really paying attention to these, and it didn't make sense to build super large positions in these. But if you bought a lot of gray felt hat Pikachus at around $150, maybe $100 USD, you've done very well for yourself over the past year or so. And that's gonna be it for the video. If there are conclusions we can take from this, it seems like a lot of the top sealed products were the best performers from their eras, whether that was Team Up, Cosmic Eclipse, Lost Origin, Fusion Strike, Paldea Evolved obviously in terms of booster boxes, then Paldean Fates, you have 151, Crown Zenith. The more popular sets did great there. When it comes to the top cards, it wasn't the Moonbryons or the Giratinas that performed the best in terms of ROI. It was kind of those maybe like A tier, B tier cards, maybe even some C tier cards that really popped up out of nowhere and did a great job. So if you guys got some value out of this video, I'd really appreciate if you leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It helps out a ton. I know things are slowing down a bit. It seems like people aren't paying as much attention to Pokemon right now, and I think that's fine, but this is also going to lead to opportunities, in my opinion, for people to build larger positions at a decent price in certain items, and we'll talk about that more in a future video. With all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great weekend. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.